Welcome to Emend Healthcare. Here, our staff works every day to create a warm, professional, and supportive environment for the people we serve. Many of our clients live with cognitive or psychiatric conditions or carry histories of trauma. That dependence makes their safety, dignity, and well-being our absolute highest priority. To uphold that standard of safety, California law and accreditation agencies require every single employee at Emend Healthcare, regardless of your specific job title, to act as a mandated reporter. In this training, you will learn how to spot the physical and behavioral warning signs of abuse and how to follow a straightforward reporting pathway. You will also see why you never need to investigate these situations yourself. Protecting our clients is a non-negotiable legal obligation, and it forms the foundation of the trust placed in our facility. This diagram outlines the 5 specific types of harm you must continuously monitor for: physical, sexual, emotional, neglect, and financial. Looking closely at the first 2, physical abuse involves the use of force, rough handling, or unapproved restraints. Sexual abuse covers any sexual contact with a client. Because of the inherent power gap between staff and clients, true consent is impossible. That makes any staff-client sexual contact a form of abuse without exception. Moving to the next 2, emotional abuse includes threats, belittling, or gaslighting a client. Neglect is failing to provide needed care. If you notice a client engaging in self-neglect, like refusing food or necessary hygiene, this is a clinical flag that requires immediate notification to the care team. Finally, financial exploitation involves theft, coercion, or misusing a client's funds. This rule strictly prohibits staff from ever borrowing money from a client or accepting valuable gifts. You do not need a confession to suspect that one of these harms is occurring. Instead, look for physical warning signs. These include unexplained burns, poor hygiene, or injuries on both sides of the body, known as bilateral bruises. You must also look for behavioral cues. Pay attention if a client flinches when approached, suddenly withdraws from activities, or wears winter clothing during the summer to cover up injuries. Recognizing these physical and behavioral patterns is your primary trigger for action. Proactive observation is the most powerful tool you have to protect the people in our care. When you observe those warning signs and suspect abuse, you follow this 5-step reporting pathway. Step 1 is to secure immediate safety. Intervene if necessary, and dial 911 immediately if the situation is life-threatening. Step 2 requires you to notify the executive director and clinical director right away. Do not wait until the end of your shift to report your suspicions. For steps 3 and 4, leadership takes over the internal procedures by alerting the state licensing agency. They also ensure the mandated external calls are made directly to Adult Protective Services and, if a crime is suspected, local law enforcement. Step 5 is a strict prohibition. You must never attempt to investigate the incident or prove the abuse yourself. Do not interrogate the client or confront the alleged perpetrator. This 5-step process separates the act of reporting from the burden of investigating, which guarantees that action is taken immediately. Once you have ensured the client's safety and notified leadership, your next administrative task is documenting the suspected abuse in the patient's chart. This screen shows what not to do. Writing a subjective conclusion like "client was abused" creates a legally compromised record. The chart must contain objective facts. A valid chart entry looks like this. It details exact physical measurements, such as the size and location of a bruise, and includes direct quotes from the client. You record exactly what you saw, heard, and did, ensuring any physical evidence is preserved exactly as you found it. Let's apply these rules to a real situation. If a client tells you their roommate stole $40 from their wallet, you do not step in to referee the fight. Client-on-client financial exploitation is an officially reportable event. You notify leadership and document the claim exactly as the client reported it. In a second scenario, you might notice bruises on both of a client's upper arms. When asked, the client looks away and claims they just fell. Bilateral injuries are rare in a standard fall. That physical pattern, combined with the avoidance behavior, creates reasonable suspicion. You escalate the issue immediately rather than questioning the client further. Objective documentation and immediate escalation initiate the protective process for the client, regardless of the scenario. To review your responsibilities, know the 5 types of harm, spot the physical and behavioral signs, chart the facts objectively, and execute the 5-step reporting pathway. If you are worried about the consequences of speaking up, know that both state law and M&D Healthcare strictly protect good faith reporters from any form of workplace retaliation. You are never required to have concrete proof before taking action. The rule is simple. When in doubt, always report. Adhering to this mandated reporting process is the ultimate expression of care. Thank you for completing this training and for being a vital part of the M&D Healthcare team.